Good morning, everybody. It is October 4th, and I am back in New York City now. I was going to actually skip today's reading because I have so much to do just to get settled. Like, there's not even food in the refrigerator. But right before I left Ohio, I got in the mail my new Colette Baron Reed Spirit Animal Oracle cards that I ordered like seriously 6 months ago. So I really wanted to try them out. And the cards I pulled are like freaking crazy as hell, like totally bold and nuts. So I decided I'm just going to go ahead and do this reading. It might be a little quicker than usual, or not, we'll see. So the tarot cards I pulled for today are really like, to me, they look like, I feel like we're all taking our new level of spirituality that we've gotten to, like the new knowledge, the new upgrades and cleared chakras, upgraded light body, all that kind of business. And I feel like we're like doing battle with it. I know that sounds nuts, but it's like there are people, somebody out there is like, I have had enough of this shit, and you are taking control of your life like today, which is amazing. And this is a karmic situation where you have karma to resolve with someone, some situation, with yourself, etc. And you are doing it. You're shaking up that stability that you've built because you're realizing that that is not actual stability, it's stagnation. And there's a huge difference. So it's like you're digging, everybody's digging deep today, and, or even just, you know, around this time. This could have happened for you yesterday, it could happen for you tomorrow, depending on like where your energy is, what your timeline is. And honestly, not everybody's going to resonate with this reading, but for whoever this resonates with, so much healing has occurred. And you are ready to make this happen, like whatever that is. Whether it's like, I'm standing up for myself in my job today and I'm not taking any more shit, or it's, you know, I'm going to finally start teaching people how to treat me and not taking any more shit there. But this is like a no more shit reading. This is really about understanding your potential and your innate gifts and your value, like your worth. You are a star. No one has control or power over you. You are fully, there are two things that come with that. Number one, you're fully in control of your own destiny. Number two, you are fully in control and responsible for your own destiny. So it's like a double-edged sword. Nobody else is to blame, but nobody else has control, only you. Of course, there are some situations that like you are not in control of, like shit just happens, but those are based upon karmic contracts that you made before you came into this life. So in that sense, you do have some control over it. It just is not on the physical level of conscious thought. It's on a spiritual level. In which case, you still do, again, have some control over it. Like, you can take control of different situations by clearing your karmic contracts. And that's something that I can do, like with energy healing. So if anybody is interested in working through that, please let me know. I can certainly set you up with an appointment to clear karmic contracts and clear your energy in that way. But that was not the point of this reading. The point of this reading is you are stepping into your own power, and you're starting to do that yourself. This month is super potent with all kinds of energy, still healing, but honestly, like, there's a lot of change energy happening. There are a lot of breaks happening with old and stagnant situations. And while that sounds terrifying, it really isn't. It's all in your highest and best good. And for me, that energy is now like exciting because I am ready. For me in my life, I'm ready for a change. You know, like I've done this for at least 10 years, 11 years. And it was good while it lasted, folks. It was something I needed to do. Right now I'm talking about like my job, my situation, that kind of stuff. But I'm changing everything. Like this year, since literally like the second day of the year, I've been changing everything in my life. And I feel like a lot of people have been doing that as well. So lots of change, lots of swift communication, and just breaking off of different situations, whether it just be energies within yourself where you finally take control and you're like, I am not doing the negative self-talk anymore. That was one for me this week. That's why I bring it up. Or you're like, I am today starting this, mantra, or starting to create this habit, this positive habit, or whatever. I'm planting this seed today. No more shit, no more bullshit, no more back talk. Or it's, I'm shaking this stagnant fucking foundation today. We're changing things today. That's what's happening. People are done with it. And the energies are supporting you to moving you toward the positive change that you need, like the clearing of the karma so that you are in alignment with where your higher self needs you to be right now. Because whether you consciously realize it or not, and whether you consciously want to be doing it or not, your higher self is always working toward getting you to your destiny, your goal, your divine calling, whatever that might be. And everybody has one. Some people are in different stages of awakening. Some people are completely not awake at all. But if you are awake enough to be listening to this reading, you certainly have one. So just follow your intuition. The underlying energy for today is the High Priestess, which means like those little intuitive nudges are important to listen to and notice. And notice the things happening around you when they happen. So like, let's say it's a number synchronicity. Let's say, like, for instance, we have a bunch of cards with the number 4 on them today in this read. So let's say you are focusing on the number 4. You happen to know that that is a number of angelic assistants. So then you can look around you and see what other communications do I have saying that, I have angelic assistance right now. And maybe a whole bunch of things just fell into place for you this morning. Maybe you went outside and there were feathers on your front porch, or I don't know. It can be anything, but this just means pay attention to the situations. So pay attention to the people you're talking to, the way the communication comes in, the situation surrounding it. It can be anything. Those signs are all personal, so I can't tell you exactly what to look for. The numbers mean all kinds of things, and it may mean nothing to you. It might be really, really symbolic to you, though. It might be your birthday number. It might be the birthday of somebody who is important to you. It might be a time or day that is significant to you for some reason, or a year or whatever. But numbers aren't the only kinds of synchronicities that happen. But my point is, you're getting these intuitive nudges, and we ignore 95% of them. We don't even notice it. We just blow it off as chance. But I don't really believe in coincidences. If enough things fall into alignment, you're getting a message. So learn to pay attention to those. Here is the tough thing. A lot of people talk about their gut feeling. But gut feelings sometimes, and oftentimes, if they're fearful feelings, are coming from your ego. Your true intuition, your true higher intuition from your higher self, from your angels, from your light guides, from what you know as God, whatever that might be, are not fear-inducing. They should not induce fear. They should give you information. They should steer you in a correct path. But no matter what they're saying, even if it's something you don't really want to hear, it should come to you and feel like a warm fuzzy. It should feel like knowledge, like understanding, like truth. It can feel like love. It can feel like a warm shower. I don't know, but it should never feel like that, like fear. It should never spark that terrifying adrenaline rush, fight or flight type response. Okay. So if you're getting that, that's either coming from a lower energy or it's coming from your fear response, and that is not truth. Okay. I have to clarify that because all kinds of people think that that is their intuition, and it is very different. That doesn't mean your higher guides won't ever give you a message you don't want to hear. They will give you messages you don't want to hear. They will give you the tough love that you need that you don't give yourself. But when they come through, it will feel like truth. It might feel like, oh, I really didn't want that to be true, but it's going to fall into place in your gut in a way that fits, if that makes any sense to you. So practice listening to those things. That's going to lead you to where you need to be, to what needs to be cut out of your life right now and what is truly for you. Okay. And I guess the key is listening to that intuition and cutting out all the things that are addictive, that are causing you mental struggle, that are stagnant. All of those things need to go now. This is the time. Like, I can't even tell you how much transition we're going through right now and how much you're going to transition in October, more than likely, especially if you are resonating with my readings. You're probably on that timeline. So, the whole reason for this reading was so I could pull these, what are they called? Oracle cards from the Spirit Animal Oracle. And we got 3 today, which are just perfect. One is Eagle Spirit. Spirit has your back. One is Badger Spirit, be fearless and bold. And one is Panther Spirit, reclaim your power. And so, like, Eagle Spirit, I feel like is really about being independent and knowing that you are on the right path. Like, you have control. You have seen the situation from above, and you know where you're going, you know what you're doing, and you're being led by a higher power. You're hearing your higher power correctly, and it's okay to go it alone on this. It's okay if everybody you know doesn't support you. It's okay if you're stepping out of your norm. It's okay if you're stepping out of what has been your stagnancy for so long, which masqueraded as stability. But now it's time again for that change. It's time to depart from that old stuff. The second card is Badger Spirit, and this says be fearless and bold, which is kind of in the same vein. Do not be afraid to make that choice, to make that cut, to make that change in your life, and know that you are supported as long as you're following your guidance, your higher intuition. You're not following that fearful, like, anxiety kind of ego driven voice. You're following the one that feels like truth. Okay, that is the huge distinction there. The thing that Badger Spirit wants to warn us of is to make sure we are not following the voice of anger or disruption in a negative sense. Like, disruption can be good, but you do not want to be acting in anger. Don't do it. You could definitely worsen your situation if you are speaking or acting in anger, especially if for any reason you are dealing with a legal situation, a family situation. You could worsen your situation. Always act out of integrity, even when that requires you making difficult choices. So you can make a difficult choice. You can cut somebody out of your life with integrity. And that's what we're called to do right now. Whether it's a person, thing, situation, group, or your own bullshit, cut it with integrity. And the final oracle card for today is Panther Spirit, reclaim your power. And I'm going to read that one from the book, just because I wanted to read one from the book because I think these are so great. And I think this was my favorite one. So Panther Spirit, reclaim your power. The oracle message is, it takes courage to face challenges. And right now, Panther Spirit is here to say that you are braver than you think. Now is the time to take a risk and step into a different aspect of your being. Speak as you have never spoken before. Act as if you have never dreamed you might have the courage to act. Love fearlessly and fully, and expect to feel the adrenaline rush as you are initiated into a new, braver, bolder self. Panther Spirit says the time for dreaming about what you want to do is giving way to that first courageous act toward reclaiming your panther spirit and power. Your new identity may feel strange at first, but you have what it takes and your soul wants this. Be bold. Protection message. Are you feeling shaky because you've made a bold move and have not yet seen confirmation that everything is going to work out? Or is fear holding you back? Are you afraid to act until all risk of failure has been removed? The moment when there is no risk whatsoever will never come, so follow the urging of your panther spirit within and look your fear in the eye. Have you ever heard the famous line, "The only thing we have to fear is fear itself"? Stare down your fear, and it will retreat and make way for your courage to fill your head, to fill you head to toe. Perhaps you're afraid you can't trust the power that is rising in you, and you fear the qualities you will find within you when you look deeply at why you resist the challenge before you. Every part of you, no matter how dark it may seem, has a light quality. So be bold and face it. Own the light and make peace with your shadow. Spirit trusts you, so be brave and trust yourself. We have been integrating this shadow self. This is me talking now. We've been integrating the shadow self for months. This is that shadow self fully integrated, stepping out boldly to support you in moving forward, because there's a role for that shadow self. It's the part of you that knows stagnancy when it sees it and knows bullshit when it sees it and isn't afraid to break down that foundation, break down those walls. I'm looking at the Four of Wands as I look at this, breaking that foundation with the devil above it, breaking the chains that bound us to this false sense of security. So do not be afraid. As long as you are following your higher guidance, the eagle spirit, the high priestess, you're stepping in the direction that you are supposed to be stepping, and you will be supported in that. You will be fully supported, and you will be shocked at how easily the stones fall in front of you to step on, to move forward, the stepping stones forward into your truth and into your path. I hope this makes sense to you. I hope this is helpful, and I look forward to talking to you guys tomorrow. Please, I love your comments and your likes and shares and everything. You guys are just leaving the most amazing comments for me, and I am so grateful to know how this is affecting your life. So please continue to do that. I really, really appreciate it. Okay, I'll talk to you soon, guys. Bye.